Definitions for the day. First of all, our first important definition is permutation. And I want you to write beside it, order matters, because in a permutation comes from how many ways you can rearrange the letters or the order of objects. So what happens is if you took Kelowna and you were going to rearrange the letters, you would actually create yourself 7 spaces, 7 decisions you would have to make. Because you would have to decide which of those 7 letters goes first. How many choices would you have? 7. And then one of the letters is used up. Even though you don't know which one is gone, you might have picked the W. How many letters are left for your second decision? Now there's only 6 letters left. Then 5, then 4, then 3, then 2, then 1. Because you chose a letter and it's used up. So permutation is an arrangement of a set of objects. And the idea is because they're objects, once you put one, it's used up. There's not unlimited of that one. Right? I can't decide to put you 3 in line, and instead of doing 3 different people, I just put 3 Trentons in line. That doesn't make sense. Because once you have an object, you can only use it up and rearrange it once. And this is equal to, this happens enough in math that we invent the exclamation mark, the factorial sign, so that we can write it quicker. And this is at the bottom of the page. Now 0 factorial doesn't make sense. Whole numbers make sense because factorial notation says whatever number you start with, you keep going down until you get to 1. But what do you do with 0 factorial? You can't go down to get to 1. You can only go, like, it just doesn't make sense, but you need. So there's going to be some formulas that we need 0 factorial to equal 1 for the formula to make sense. So this is a special definition. But all other numbers, if you have 4, you'd say I start with 4 and then I keep going down until I get to 1. This also works if you end up using a variable. Like if I had a k factorial, I would start with k, then I would do 1 less, then I would keep on going until I got to 3, 2, 1. I don't know what k is, but the process is the same. You just keep going down by 1 until you get to 1. So sometimes they even have stuff like a plus 3 factorial. Well, you would start with a plus 3. What's 1 less? A plus 2. What's 1 less? A plus 1. And you would keep going down until you got to 3, 2, 1, and you'd be done. So we're going to do some with variables and some with numbers. So here's our first question. You ever get an app that like has like puzzles and stuff? Sometimes they have a puzzle where they mix up all the letters and you have to try to figure out what word it was originally. So now the question is, if I wanted to mix up all the letters of education, how many ways could I mix them up? Well, we could do this as decisions. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, so I can make 9 spaces. And ask myself, well, how many choices would I have for the first letter? Any of the 9 letters could be first. So I have 9 choices there. Now I've used up one of the letters. Maybe I started with the letter D. How many choices do we have for the second decision then? 8. Now you've used up 2 letters. You would have 7 choices for the third one. Then 6, then 5, then 4, then 3, then 2. And we'll get to the most complicated one. If you've used up all the letters but 1, and you have to put that 1 letter in the last spot, how many choices do you have? 1. Not that complicated. And this is the same as 9 factorial, which we could type into our calculator and solve. Yes. No, that's not that. Okay. You know what's really cool about the English word education? It has all 5 vowels in one word. A, E, I, O, and U.
Is it sometimes you, right?
Well, sometimes Y.
Y, that's what you go.
Always U.
Sorry.
Yes.
So what did you mean by sometimes Y? How is it sometimes a vowel?
Because there's some English words, according to rules of English, every English word has a vowel. Okay? So, that's sometimes that's a vowel.
For the names like you.
But if you had yellow, then we wouldn't. Then the Y isn't a vowel. Couldn't. No, it's like.
See, I'm a native English speaker,
There we go. So those interesting things with that. Okay. Ooh. I will give you a puzzle. Just because we're thinking about puzzles and rearranging letters. If education has all 5 vowels in it, there is an English word that only has 7 letters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And has all 5 vowels in it.
They don't reuse it.
And this is a tricky English word. Some of you have heard this English word, some of you might not have. I'll give you a hint. It's a kind of tree. There's a kind of tree, and there's a vehicle that used this tree as its vehicle.
What's the brand of that car?
Oh,
Is that too much of a hint?
I can't remember. I want to say
German?
Toyota. Maybe not. Maybe it's not a Toyota. I'll find it. I'll pause the video. He's a car guy. He doesn't know his trees, but he knows his cars. So, all right, I'll give you some questions to write down. 3, 5, and 9.